guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm sure this is the same outfit that I wore when I pre-recorded one of my last videos, but anyways, I am trying to get back onto the YouTube grind and I just have a lot to share, I guess. Obviously you can tell I'm in a different background. Currently I'm just in our bedroom of the new place. Our living room is a little bit of a mess at the moment, so I don't want to film there. I just needed like a blank background. My head's getting chopped off. So yeah, lots has been happening. So first of all, obviously if you saw my last video, I'm currently pregnant. Again, it's so weird to say that out loud. So I'm currently 14 weeks and something days today. So yeah, that's a massive update in general. So the investment property update, so we have moved into another house. I'll obviously like show more of the house in like my future vlogs. It's just a bit messy at the moment. So the house that I used to record in, so that's our investment property now. So we've actually got tenants living there. And I think in my previous videos like months ago, I was saying how I was quite anxious about moving out and like saying bye to our first home, but at the moment I think because now that we're in the new place, I feel more comfortable and I feel like we finally settled into the new place. So we've been here for about 3 weeks now and I'm starting to feel like back in routine, back into the swing of things. I do still miss our townhouse obviously, but this house, it feels different. Like it feels more like a family home. It's cozier and it's bigger, and I think that was the main thing that we wanted in a house to start a family in, if that even makes sense. So yeah, and the one thing with the other house was the stairs, and I think because early in my pregnancy I was so sick, I'll get into that in a second, but I was so unwell that the stairs was the death of me. I know I was only like 8 weeks pregnant at the time, but I remember struggling. Like laundry was the most difficult thing, and just even cleaning, like vacuuming. I don't know how people in 2-story houses do it, but vacuuming, if I was vacuuming upstairs, the vacuum cleaner will stay upstairs for 2 weeks and then I'll do downstairs, and then by that time upstairs is dirty again, if that makes sense. Yeah, so I feel like this was the right thing to do. Obviously at the time I was really nervous because I don't know this area. I'm so used to my other house, the area that we used to live in, but I think now that we've settled into this new place, I finally got my footing, my grounding, my surroundings. Anyways, yeah, I finally feel like I've settled into this place, and like I know the local stores. I know I'm very familiar now with the roads around here, and also like I know how to get to places as well, and it's actually really convenient because a lot of stores are actually a lot closer to this house than the last house. So yeah, we are still a bit further away from our parents and most of our family, but it finally felt right. I think at the time I was kind of like, oh, am I making the right decision? Did I kind of just jump into it too quickly? But now that it's all fallen together, fallen into place, my brain as well fallen into place, I'm feeling like this is my home now. Anyway, so that's the update on the house. My pregnancy, so I'm currently 14 weeks, I think I said that already, and I've only just I've just finally started to feel better. Like, yes, I jinxed myself. I feel like I jinxed myself for sure, because as soon as we told our family, that was at my, I think about 6 weeks mark. As soon as I told my family, I was like, oh my god, I'm very lucky. Like I don't feel unwell at all. I'm feeling great. No, jokes on me. So I reckon from week 6 to about this week, so week 14, I've just been feeling, luckily I haven't been vomiting or anything, but I've just been extremely nauseous, and I didn't realize how bad nausea was because I never usually used to get it, but I literally couldn't do anything. I was napping 6 times a day. I was barely working. I was barely eating. Like, it was a very hard time. But obviously in my head, like, this is all for the baby. Like, how do I say it? Like, I was obviously very positive about the whole thing. Obviously this is just normal. My body's just obviously in shock with the amount of hormones running through it, with trying to grow a baby. So obviously I was in survival mode. But yeah, so now that I finally felt better, I finally feel like myself again, which is great. Like, I didn't think this day would come. But obviously at the moment I'm just taking the most, like, making the most out of it, getting back into my routine, doing chores again. Like, so grateful for my husband. He's obviously been doing a lot the last like 8 weeks. So yeah, that's been great. I still feel like I feel quite breathless most of the time. Obviously I feel like that is normal because, like, I'm growing a human being in my body. But yeah, that's the update with my pregnancy. I don't know, that's so weird to say. Anyways, another thing to update is work. So I don't know if you guys have seen like my very first video on YouTube, like last year in like August or something. It was about me quitting working full-time. So essentially I was part-time. So I was doing part-time hours for quite a while, and then obviously when I started to feel quite sick during this pregnancy, I slowly cut down my hours. So that was that. And then eventually I think I came to the realization that I genuinely wasn't happy. It wasn't the job, it wasn't the people I was working with, it wasn't the job itself. Just for me, it wasn't fulfilling. I don't know how to say it. It just wasn't bringing me joy. That sounds so cliche, but honestly that's where I was at. Like, I hit a wall and I was like, you know what, I think I need a break. I know this is very controversial because obviously I'm currently pregnant, I know, and yeah, it's weird for me to say it out loud because obviously it kind of feels like, not like I'm failing, but it's also like the wrong time to obviously be feeling like I need to quit a job. But anyways, I have, like, from the start I've always put my mental health first, especially during this time as well. Like, I feel like this is the time where I genuinely have to look after my health, my mental, physical health, just to make sure the baby is okay. That sounds so baby. Anyways, I think for me that was kind of like a slap on the face, a slap on the wrist, no, like the realization that, you know what, I'm honestly unhappy and my mental health was obviously not in a good place. So I came to the decision that I was actually only going to work casual. So at the moment with my pharmacist job, I'm actually only working casual, so I only work once a week. I know, very controversial, but I also have another casual job as well that I'll be starting very soon. So I will talk about that when it's all official, because at the moment I'm still waiting for my contract. My other job, all I can say is it's definitely not in the pharmacy industry. Like, people that can be pharmacists, honestly, hats off to you, because it just, I tried. Like, it sounds a bit dramatic, like I was a pharmacist for like 3 years, but I think at the moment, just in general, I'm doing these casual shifts to still keep my registration, because obviously it's quite hard to get your pharmacy registration. So I'm just trying to work, so I'm just working casual. It's like a 5-6 hour shift 1 day a week, just to keep my pharmacist registration till I give birth, and then work my other casual job on the side. And I don't want to say too much because it's not official yet, but it's obviously not pharmacy. It is retail, but it is an industry. Is it called an industry, a category? It's a field where I really enjoy. So people that know me already know what job it is. But yeah, I'm very excited. As soon as everything's official, I will share with you guys obviously what the job is. But yeah, that's what I've decided to do in the meantime. I know that is quite controversial because no one quits their job and gets a new job while they're pregnant. Like, that's the last thing you want to do. But at this point, when I kind of looked at it from a different perspective, where it was like, I have to be, like, I have 6 months from now till I give birth that I will be in this job. And it's like, if it's going to make me unhappy for 6 months and I'm not going to feel satisfied, I think that's a sign. And I think that was just really important for me, because obviously right now, obviously finance is like a big thing where we need to make as much money as we can to obviously feed and care for this child. But it's also like, if I can still work and still make money and still have an income, but then if I'm in a better place, I feel like that is the end goal, if that makes sense. So that's like, I don't know if this is like, this is so not typical for like an Asian specifically, for someone like me. Actually no, it is, but I just feel like, I don't know, that's just where I'm at with my job and my career. But at the end of the day, I was just telling my husband and all like my close friends as well, pharmacists, like the degree will always be there for me, if that even makes sense at all. It's like, I'm just, because I have that degree, I'm always able to come back to it. Like, obviously when I go back after a break, I'm obviously going to have to do extra training and catch up on all the new stuff. But it's also like knowing the like having that security of the pharmacist degree makes me feel better about making this decision. Because if all, like, not if it all hits the fan, if it's like, even at the end of the day, if I want to come back to it, I can. And I think that's why I feel comfortable making this decision right now, because I feel like that's what is best for me. I know a lot of people listening to this will be like, wow, you're really, I don't know, risky. It is risky, I know it is, but I feel comfortable enough and just in a position where I feel like this will benefit me. Okay, this is just going in circles, but yeah, that's the update with my job. And yeah, I don't know, I feel a lot lighter. Like, this is my first week. So my last week at my last like permanent shift at the pharmacy was last week, and it kind of felt like, even on my last, not my last day, I'm still working there, but it's like, it felt bittersweet, where it was like, I felt sad that it was my last permanent shift, but then I also felt this sense of relief. And it's like, when you feel that sense of relief, it's a sign that it's like, hey, you didn't need to, I don't know how to say it, but that sense of relief is something that I need to take into consideration. And I did, and I'm so much happier now. Like, I feel so much lighter, if that makes sense. Like, I feel so much more relaxed. Like, I feel like I'm back to myself again. That's so cheesy, but literally that's how I feel. But yeah, obviously at the time as well, my hormones were all out of whack, so that also played a part in my decision of being a pharmacist, like a permanent part-time pharmacist. But I don't know, just, I don't even know if this is advice, but I don't even know if what this is. But I don't know, I talked to some of my friends, and when they tell me they hate their job, I'm like, look, why are you doing this to yourself? And again, this leads back to my first ever YouTube video, but it's like, what is the point of working a job that you hate? Not hate, but like you don't like, where you just dread waking up. You dread waking up to go to every day. Like, when Sunday hits, you're like, damn, it's the week, the new week is coming, I'm doing the same thing. Or like, just having that kind of mindset about work, I feel like that's already like a red flag, where it's like maybe you should consider other careers, consider other paths in life. I know obviously maybe not when you're pregnant like me, but I think even for myself this feels right, and most of the time I do make the right decisions. Sometimes I don't, but I feel like in the moment right now for me this is the right decision. So yeah, that's what I've done. So I'm practically a casual pharmacist, and I have another casual job on the side as well, which I'm really excited to tell you guys about when I officially get the job. I mean, like when my contract's been processed and when I've actually done a shift. So yeah, that's just the update. I have been rambling on forever. I am breathless as well, but yeah, I'm excited to be back on YouTube, and I hope you are too. That's weird. I don't know. I feel good. I feel better about being in front of the camera. I think I'm loosening up a little bit, which is great. But yeah, we'll see where this goes, and I guess my channel will still kind of be similar to what I've done in the past, but now we're just going to be incorporating a lot more baby things, if that makes sense. But yeah, still focusing on my mental health. Mental health is my priority. What was that? But yeah, I don't know. If you're feeling burnt out, if you're feeling stressed, just take a day off, take a week off. Like, your job will always be there when you come back, if that makes sense. I don't know. If you're unhappy, I feel like life is, again, very cliche, but life is so short to be feeling sad and depressed every day. I'm not saying not everyone feels sad and depressed every day, but I'm just saying if you are feeling, I don't know, like stuck or like unhappy in the situation that you're in, especially with work, and you have to spend so much time there, I feel like maybe it's time to just, even if it's like obviously not the right time in your life, but it's like, if it's, what's the risk? Like, what do you have to lose if you jump ship? Like, if you just try a different path, or like a different job that is completely different to what you're doing now, if that even makes sense. I don't know, but yeah, if you're unhappy or burnt out or stressed, just take a day off. Take a day off work. We're entitled to it. So yeah, and if your job doesn't prioritize mental health and doesn't acknowledge like what burnt out is, does that even make sense? Doesn't recognize burning out, doesn't recognize being burnt out or stressed out, or the workload's insane, then maybe consider who you're working for. I don't know. I'm not even a counselor. I don't know why I'm talking like I'm like... Anyways, that's the update. Thanks if you watched till the very end. I don't know. Yeah. I'll see you in my next video. What was that?